Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another gameplay video. Today we have part 2 of the Gogeta Xeno versus Red Green launch gameplay. I posted part 1 a few days ago. You guys said you wanted to see part 2, so here it is. Another really good game. It does come down to the wire, so you're probably going to want to stick around, watch the entire thing, whether you want to see a good game or you want to see, just how some set 12 decks work, right? So I'm on the bottom playing Gogeta Xeno. Marcus is on top playing his Red Green launch build. The Gogeta Xeno build is here on the channel from last week, so go check it out if you want to see that. I will post Marcus's link to his deck list, which is on his channel. I'll post that down in the description, so go down there if you want to check that out. Both the lists are available. So much like the other game, I am going for the Power Ranger Catapesla start. So we have the 1-drop in hand. We have the 4-drop in hand. We play the 1-drop to search for another piece. We get the 6-drop. Now, we don't have the lucky start we had last time of getting the 5-drop in our hand as well, but we have a turn to, we have 2 turns actually to try and draw into it. So we're going to start warping cards off the top of our deck. And notice how we're doing it one at a time. And that sucks. It's a 5-drop I just warped that I wanted to draw. But yeah, you can warp one at a time because it's an up to effect. And you don't really want to shotgun the warps for the pretty much the reason that I just explained. I warped a card I really wanted to draw. So I saw a Goku. I could have maybe stopped there. I got a little bit greedy. Wanted to see a Vegeta. Didn't see a Vegeta in the warp, but that's okay. We have at least one half of our fusion in the warp. And keep in mind too, this is a list and a gameplay video recorded before the tournament pack cards. I'm probably going to revisit the deck with those tournament pack cards as Marcus sets up his life here, because he's gonna be flipping a lot up and down, so we're just making it really easily visible. So yeah, I'm probably gonna revisit Gogeta Xeno with those tournament pack cards. I think if you play those tournament pack cards, I don't really think they work in the same deck the Power Rangers work in, because it is a lot more space dedicated to those cards, right? So you're going to be playing 4 Kais. We're probably going to start playing the Pycon Unison again if we want to play that 6-drop tournament pack promo as well. So that would be just like a more pure Gogeta Xeno focused deck, as where this is splashing the Catapesla engine. But I find a lot of success with Catapesla, so I may keep the build as is, but I'll definitely at least experiment with another version of the build that focuses more on the pure Gogeta Xeno archetype. But anyways, we draw for turn. We draw into our 5-drop Catapesla, which is very, very nice to see. So we're going to try to get into that as fast as we possibly can. So we're going into the 4-drop here. Swinging once at his leader. Just want to do as much damage as possible. I don't want the game to go incredibly long. So even though this isn't one of the Catapeslas with crit, I'll still go in for that damage because I just want to start reducing his life as fast as I possibly can. So we're going in with the leader here. Now, it's a weird thing here to take life or not to take life. I know he's playing the Red Green variant, so I know Piccolo Jr. is probably coming down next turn. And this is the weird thing, too, because I draw into Super Kamehameha, and that means I can't counterplay the Piccolo Jr. because I'm not at the correct life threshold. It'd be at 4 or less life. But, I wouldn't be at that life threshold even if I took the damage here, or I took the Self-Awaken here. So that doesn't really matter all that much. So Marcus is going to combo out of this pretty easily since he's already at 10k, and he'll just combo another card and draw. So he pretty much loses nothing. Actually, pluses on that attack, which is kind of annoying, but I mean, that's the nature of his deck, right? So we're going to start warping again, looks like. Now that we have the entire Catapesla chain in our hand, we are safe to start warping cards off the top of our deck. And I think in the more Gogeta Xeno focus build that doesn't play Power Rangers, you're probably okay to shotgun the warp 5 every turn, especially because you want to get those Kais into the warp as fast as you possibly can. But yeah, in this build, it is a little bit more tricky because you have other ways. We play the Mirror Unison, so we have other ways to put our Gokus and Vegetas into the warp. And we're deciding here if we want to play this 1-drop Goku, and I decided not to play it. It's pretty funny. Like, I could swing at him and make him take a double strike because it is a 5k at a 5k. He would have to only combo 1 card, so it doesn't seem that worth it. Plus, again, if I'm reading Piccolo Jr. coming down, I'd much rather keep the energy open for the 4-drop Catapesla's effect of negating that attack, so I don't take a ton of damage in one go. So Marcus has the Legend come down for free. Super strong play for Alliance. There's the Piccolo. And Trunks helping blast. So this could be a very big swing. Luckily, I do have the Catapesla to negate it. So we'll be using that effect. I will still burn for damage, though, as long as he activates Alliance. Yep, so he'll tap the helping blast. I'll take the burn, but luckily I will not take the ginormous double strike. And I do have the answer next turn for Piccolo, so that seems pretty good. Launch going in, just wants to combo the Sand Instincts to the drop. Makes sense. Draws a card off of it, so why not? And Marcus's deck is also a lot about pressure. I think that's one of the main differences between like mono red launch, blue red launch, and red green launch. Red green would probably be the most aggressive out of the bunch, whereas blue red and mono red probably want to play a little bit more of a mid-range game. You know, this version of launch definitely can go to like turn 4, turn 5, but with that Piccolo, man, puts on so much pressure. It's basically an early triple striker, which is really, really strong. So we are playing the 1-drop Mira. This might be a slight misplay on my part, because I'm going to end up tapped out on this turn at this pace. I should have probably just went into the Catapesla engine and then awakened, keeping 1 energy open, but this route, if I still go into the Catapesla chain, I'm going to be tapped out. So maybe that would have been the better route there, which is actually pretty much what I did in the last game. So this game, we're taking a different approach to it. We're going to see how it pans out. Marcus needs to combo 5k more and get a draw if he wants to save this damage. Yep, he'll combo 5k more. So now both of his combo draws are used up for the turn. So if I can apply adequate pressure, this would be the good turn to do it. And this is another reason why I think I kind of misplayed here with the with not going into just the full Catapesla chain. I probably should have done that. But for this game, I wanted to get my Unison on board, see how those plays would turn out. But in this matchup, the Catapesla chain is so strong that I probably should have just prioritized it. Here's another thing too. We do get the Gogeta on the board, which does answer the Piccolo. So I do get rid of the Piccolo. I do deal with the problem. But again, I think I should have done it in a way that I do it through the Catapesla chain instead. I think this way I was just greeding for more draw power. I think that was kind of the main issue, but we'll see how the game progresses from here. You can see I'm like hovering over the cards in my hand, deciding what I want to do. We're going to swing with the blocker. Yeah, because I have 2 energy open. I have Super Kamehameha in my hand, so I can counterplay a Piccolo if it comes down. And I have Protector of the People in my hand, right? So with that being the case, I'm okay with swinging with the blocker, especially because, like I said, I want to start making him take damage. I don't really want this game to drag on forever. So a little bit more of a defensive approach where I probably should have been more aggressive with the Catapesla chain, but we'll see how it works out. Marcus charging the 3 here. He could go for another Piccolo. I don't think a lot of players will expect the Super Kamehameha, so I wouldn't be surprised if he went for Piccolo here. He's going to play the Unison though, so that's going to let him start exchanging his life between his hand and his life. Let's see what he decides to do with 2 energy. Looks like Marcus is trying to figure it out. You know, is there, because I do have 2 energy open, so is there some negative to playing a battle card? Usually against black, probably not, but you never know. And luckily, it seems like he made a calculated play of not playing into a counterplay or into a Protector of the People. So we'll see how our turn progresses here. We'll go +1 on the Mira, and that's the strong thing about Mira, right? Like, just getting those Vegetas and Gokus out of your hand. You don't really want them in your hand. You want them in the warp. And drawing into them, you got to get them in the warp somehow. So, that does feel really strong. Go 15k into his leader. And now here I was seeing the topo, so I am going to hit it with the Super Kamehameha. Now, that means I'm using it up instead of being able to use it for a Piccolo Jr., which is definitely a trade-off. I'm trying to go for game this turn. He is at 6 life. So I think it's possible with my already established board and the Catapesla chain. So we're going to have to see if it works out or not. Otherwise, he does get Bardic Resolute because I'm choosing to take a life off of the Super Kamehameha instead of using that energy. So hopefully that energy can be used somewhere to help me further aggress. Like I do have the 20k Gogeta in my hand I can play, and I can do the entire Catapesla chain. So that is a lot of attacks. We're going to have to see if it works out. He does have 2 blockers though. So that is going to be really tough for me to push through. He is down to 7 in hand though, which does feel really good. Although Bulma, when it blocks, it'll let him draw more cards. So he is definitely going to be able to defend really well here. We're using the leader auto to start warping the top of our deck. But at this point, we have all the plays we need, right? So we might as well just get as many Gokus and Vegetas in there as possible. We also have 3 super combos, so we're not worried about warping those off the top. So first 15k swing with Catapesla. See if he blocks. He's going to block with Legic here. Interesting how he uses that now instead of later. But maybe he's got some other tricks up his sleeve. See, I thought he would... that's probably why he used it, actually. That actually is probably why he used it, because he foresaw the removal coming. But I do get to use the removal on the Resolute, which feels pretty good from my perspective. So here's the first double strike crit. Going at the leader. He will block it. So I do take care of his Unison in one fell swoop, but he does get the benefit of flipping and drawing cards here. Or drawing a card, I guess. But his leader will be smaller, though, if he decides to flip. So he actually might not even flip here. That would be kind of big brain, because, you know, technically he'd be losing out on one draw by not flipping here. But for all the subsequent attacks that are about to follow, he'd have to combo more cards to survive. So he's probably... Yeah, he's... Oh, he is going to flip. Okay, he's going to flip to the backside, to the smaller side. I guess he's really confident in his defenses, in his hand. So we're going to go into the 6-drop. This should go in for guaranteed damage unless he's sitting on like 4 super combos. But we'll see what happens. So 30k, dual attack, double strike, crit going in at the leader. Okay, he's in a Sparking After Image. Definitely a solid play there. Luckily, the Catapesla has barrier, so he's going to minus the Gogeta. The Gogeta still can get in there for damage, which is pretty funny, but that right there means I'm probably not killing him this turn, because that's 2 damage he's not taking unless I combo into it. He would be 45 to my 30, so maybe in hindsight, I should have pushed for that damage, but I chose not to. So this is the second swing. And I think at this point we're just swinging, we're super comboing for as much pressure as possible. Otherwise, the super combo is probably not super necessary. So he'll take that one, go to 3. At this point, should have left the blocker up in active mode, but it is what it is. So he'll combo out of that. Yeah, I guess I was hoping he would take the damage, because I could have pushed with the mirror there and then played the Gogeta out of my hand, and that would have been enough attacks for game. But he did not take the little 6k. That's where I probably should have pumped the super combo if I'm recollecting in hindsight. So he'll go to 2. I don't have kill pressure, so I'm pretty much got the pass turn here. I do have Protector though, so I do feel pretty safe. Alright, so Marcus is going in with his leader. And I shotgun the Protector here, because now any subsequent battle card attack, my leader is going to get the plus 5k, but this may prove to be a misplay now that I'm looking back at it. Because I'm just thinking, like, the main play of Marcus' deck, Piccolo Jr., Piccolo Jr., Piccolo Jr. I really should have just kept the negate for the Piccolo Jr. instead of, you know, hoping on the 5k for Piccolo Jr.'s attack. That would have been actually far, far better. But I think that was a slight misplay on my part, but we'll see what happens here with the combos. I am 20k because of Protector. He's got 21k. I have to burn, so I'll go down to 2. So this pretty much becomes a combo battle. I do have double super combo, which feels pretty solid. Alright, so Marcus has to combo that from the drop, which is obscenely broken in launch. It's really powerful that he can combo that from the drop and get extra draws. So there he flips his leader. Now he can combo and draw again, which leads me to believe that I'm not surviving this Piccolo. So at the moment we have 31k. Moving the trunks off to the side. 41. Play Bulma. Draw another card. Uh-oh, yeah, this is looking real bad. This is looking real bad. Does he have a 4th super combo? Alright, so only 3 super combos. So he's gonna combo the 2 Bulmas, drop another Champa for extra double strike. Another 10k. Yeah, this is not looking pretty. Not looking pretty at all. Definitely a misplay on my end by not holding the protector there for the actual Piccolo swing itself. And now we just have all 5Ks, and there's pretty much no way we're getting out of this one, right? So definitely some misplays on my end, but I'd like to show you guys, you know, both. In game 1, the game I posted a few days ago, you guys saw pretty much the full extent of what the Gogeta Xeno deck can do. Very, very powerful, puts on a lot of pressure. This game, this is what launch does. Pulls a ton of combo power out of nowhere. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the game. Leave in the comments below what you think. I will see you guys after Christmas. Enjoy your holidays, and I will see you guys next time.